welcome back to my channel. Today we have Martin Encinas Leon coming to join us. We're super excited to talk to you. Thank you so much for being on my podcast.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Yes, so let's jump right in. What is your favorite part of being a real estate agent?
My favorite part of being a real estate agent is I'm always getting to meet new people. So I think I like interacting with the people and then being able to just show my value and help. A big component of what I do is educating the client, whether they're buying or selling, and just giving them their options, giving them the resources so they can make the best decision for themselves. And I really like the education component of all of this and just building the relationships, not just when they're buying or selling, but the relationships I maintain after close of escrow.
That's awesome. Education, in my opinion, is key from like a lender's perspective and from a realtor's perspective because this is probably the largest purchase anyone is ever going to make in their entire life. So it's super, super important for them to know what they're getting into and feel comfortable with the decisions that they're making. So that's huge. Not all real estate agents will actually educate you. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's that is awesome. What have you learned over the past couple years that makes you an exceptional agent?
Hmm. Being a good listener, I think that's probably the most one of the most important traits. Listening to the client's needs, listening to what their learning style, how they like to be helped. So really being a good listener and then acting on it. And when they say they don't like something, don't do the things that they don't like. So I think that's been um, because I do a good job listening and then I'm able to tailor their experience, still my style, but listening to their needs and their wants. So that's definitely one of the biggest things that I've learned. I think the second, just having emotional intelligence. I think that's a big thing that I learned as well, where, you know, I always try to do a good job. I'm not trying to be nice about how I deliver the news or anything. It's like, hey, here are the facts. Here's the information. What do you want to do? Right? These are your options. These are the solutions that I recommend. But here in just having that emotional intelligence, because if I sound worried, they're gonna get worried, right? And if I'm
Totally.
overly excited and they might not be overly excited, they could think that I'm like upselling something. So just having the emotional intelligence to again, listen to their body language and their needs and being able to deliver the news in a way that's like professional and still, you know, making them feel heard, but giving advice and counsel.
That's awesome. That is the first time I've heard that. That's a good one. I never really thought about that, but that's actually huge. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and also because I hear it's like, like I don't do this, but I've seen it where people are like, oh, this is an amazing deal, and it's like amazing deal for who, like
Right. Yeah,
who
you
are
never
we to
know.
say. So it's like, so I try to avoid that type of um, you know, expressions and sayings. It's like, hey, here's the information, here's the recent sales, here are the data, here's what the disclosures say. This is what I know about the neighborhood from personal experience, whether I grew up here or I had a cousin that lived here, so that's the benefit also just being born and raised in San Francisco in the Bay Area, that I have these real life experiences and I can speak about them. So
Nice. And so leading into that, what areas do you specialize in?
yeah, so I do a lot of San Francisco Peninsula, San Francisco, the city and county, Peninsula, pretty much from Daly City to Palo Alto, Mountain View, and a lot of East Bay. Surprisingly, I get a lot of clients that start their search in San Francisco, and then they decide that they want the weather where it's a little bit warmer, so they decide to go to Oakland or they decide to go to Walnut Creek. So I would say about I do the Bay Area, but mostly San Francisco Peninsula for sure.
Okay, awesome. And then what could a potential seller or buyer expect from you?
Hmm. That what they could expect is that I'm someone that is very committed to them in my work. I've been blessed to be able to do this for 8 years. I really enjoy what I do. And I'm committed. I'm very transparent. I like to be direct with my information. I try to be as knowledgeable as I can for them. And, I like to also break things down and to make it a seamless experience for them. So it shouldn't be an overwhelming process. It shouldn't be a stressful process. If you're buying a home, you should be excited. If you're selling your property, it should be a partnership in the sense that I'm guiding you to maximize the sale of your home so you could take those funds and, you know, for your next investment. My job is to guide you and give you your resources and the tools for you to make the best decision.
Awesome. And so where do you, I guess this is the question that everybody is asking. What are you seeing in the current market? Like, what do you believe that's going to be? I know we've heard a lot of ramblings of different things that the Fed is doing, this and that, but like your boots on the ground. So what are you currently seeing?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's I think I see a lot of opportunity in the sense that the rates are what they are, right? This is the
Yeah.
highest we've seen them. Last November, October, they hit the highest in 20 years. So we know that the rates are high, which causes the mortgage payment to be higher. Therefore, your monthly payment is higher. But we've seen a correction in price, at least
Mhm.
for certain type of homes in certain neighborhoods. I still see the single family home still hot, at least in San Francisco and even parts of the East Bay and Peninsula, where even recently we were selling a home in San Mateo. We received 9 offers, and
Wow.
the offer we accepted was 25% above the asking price. So
So
the
people
single
are coming
family
out.
at 7%. So, rate. So, I do think that it takes a bit of a savvy buyer or investor right now to get into this market. And I think having a good agent that could just really explain, your options, right? Where, hey, we may be able to get a better price today because rates are higher, and
Mhm.
because rates are higher, we're seeing a less competition. There are less buyers writing offers. Um, sellers are a bit understanding that with higher rates, it's harder to get the highest price possible
Right.
because people still need to be able to afford and pay their mortgage. So, if you can understand it, and if you have the opportunity to be employed and have a steady income, and you could maybe, who knows when the rates, they say they might drop at the end of this year, they might drop next year, but can you hold this monthly payment for 12 to 24 months, right?
Mhm.
And
Yep.
then maybe refinance. That could be an option. Or do you have gifts from family members that can help you make this more affordable?
Yep.
um, can you get creative with the financing, and maybe we do some seller credits to bring down your interest rates?
Yep.
So I think that there are opportunities. It's a matter of partnering with an agent that understands the market, and you're able to, you know, find what's it called? Creative solutions to make it possible. And from the selling side, I've had some condos that we weren't able to sell at the price that the seller wanted, and the conversation is, maybe it's not the right time to sell today. Let
Yeah.
me help you lease it for a year. Let me help you find a tenant, and let's revisit this conversation a year from today. And again, it's about providing solutions. If you don't need to sell, and you could hold off another year until rates come down and you get a price that you're looking for as a seller, let's wait, so and I think it goes down to being knowledgeable. It goes back to being good with the information and not like sugarcoating it. It's like,
Yep.
these are your options, and you know what do you want to do? Because at the end of the day, the client is the decision maker, and we're just here to advise them. And
Facilitate.
and if I could predict the future, it'll be very different. We'll all be very rich. But unfortunately, there's no. Somebody told me that you can't really time the market. It's, you make a decision based on the current facts and what's in the best interest for you today. So that's how I approach all of this.
Yeah, that's actually like super good advice. Like I tell my clients the same thing. Like if you're in love with the house and you can afford where it's at right now, go for it.
Yeah,
You're really, that's what you're marrying is the house, like the rate is, it's going to change. Like I'm sure, anyone who's been in the game for 20, 30 years, they've probably seen so many different things. It's like that's not permanent, but the house is going to be permanent. So make sure it's something that you love and something that your family can grow into. And like you said, there's creative ways to make it work. Like if somebody is really, really in love with the house, like there's options. There's, seller credits and different kind of things that we can do to like make it work, if there's a motivated buyer out there. So that's awesome. And it's really good to see that, it's there's still some inventory out there. I've been hearing ramblings that it's getting low, but that's good to see that you're still seeing some stuff out here. So there's still opportunity for all the buyers.
There is. There definitely is opportunities.
And is there anything else you would like to tell any potential sellers or buyers, that they need to know about you?
About me, hmm, I like to eat. I like to when you look for homes with me, I'm gonna tell you about all the good restaurants and the best
There
spots
you
to,
go.
all the hidden gems depending on the neighborhood and city, But no, I'm like I said, I'm fortunate to be able to do this. This is my 8th year in the business. I'm always learning, I'm always growing. I still feel like a new agent. Um, you know, there's no price point that's too low or too high. I work with everyone, and I hope that people see my value. I have a team, at Harper Real Estate where we're here to support you. We speak different languages, so if I can't
That's
speak the
awesome.
language that you want, we have different agents on our teams that can support you. And we're a boutique out of San Francisco, and we just, we're passionate about what we do, and we like helping our community here in the Bay Area to with the real estate investments and needs. And we also host a lot of events outside of just real estate. I'm really into fitness. I'm big on building community through health and running events. So I have happy hours for clients. I have wellness events where we go on 5K runs. So I do a lot of different things. It's not just always about real estate when you're connecting with me. And I'm all about building community and bringing people together as well.
That's awesome. And the most important question, how do we get in touch with you?
Yeah, best, my phone number, you can call me 415-652-4532 or email Martin at harperre.com. I'm also big on social media. You could Google my name for LinkedIn, um, my Instagram where I post different restaurants or different community events, and my Instagram handle is at Encinas Leon RE, spelled exactly how you see it on my name down here. So yeah, um, I'm pretty easy to get a hold of. You
Okay, good.
call
That's
me,
awesome.
email, social media.
You have it all. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for being on my podcast today. I really, really had a good time speaking with you, getting to know you. And for all the sellers and buyers out here, top tier agent right here. So
Thank
if
you.
you're looking, we have someone to help you. I'm here on the lending side, he's here on the real estate side, and we're here to make your dreams come true.
Oh, and one more thing, another thing that I do work very closely. There's a bunch of grants and down payment assistance programs in San Francisco and the East Bay. From DALP, AC Boost. Everybody's heard of Cal Halfa right now.
Mhm.
Reach out to me. Reach out to your lender. To take advantage of these programs. The government creates these programs and they have these funds, and if they're not used, they allocate the money somewhere else. So take advantage.
1,000%. I cannot echo that enough. 1,000%. I work with a lot of buyers that get some down payment assistance, helps them get into their house. It's an awesome opportunity. So yes, I echo that for sure. Well,
Thank you.
thank you so much. It's been such a great Friday. And thank you for being on my channel.
Appreciate it.